Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to all of you. Trabo Veche. Jatuh Trabo Veche. Okay, all right. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. So, to all of you, to all of to all of our follower, viewers, and our also our haters. Welcome to our live today for today World Halal Tourism Exchange and Islamic for today we have something to discuss about travel and as we know nowadays we have pandemic COVID-19 and everything was changed. So right now we will discuss with our friend, with our panel from, we have a speaker from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Before I introduce him to all of you, I would like to thanks to all of you from Singapore, from Malaysia, from India, UAE, Bosnia, and Saudi Arabia to join our live for today, inshallah. All right, before that, I would like to introduce our guest for today. Okay, and you need to stay tuned with WHTE Virtual for a live talk show via Facebook with Mr. Kamraan Siddiqui, the founder of Holiday Bosnia. How are you, Mr. Kamraan? Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. I'm very fine, thank you very much, and salam alaikum to all the brothers and sisters around the world. Very happy to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Alhamdulillah. So, Mr. Kamraan, before we start, could you share yourself and introduce yourself and you share about your business right now? So, and also where you come from. Is it origin from Bosnia or?
No. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm. Well, I'm from UK, and I've been involved in Bosnia for over 23 years. Okay. So I originally, first time I came to Bosnia, I said 97. After the war, I was very interested in situation after the big tragedy in Bosnia with this war. So I got involved in many charitable activities. We're helping the Muslim community in Bosnia, and unfortunately, like all wars, there's always politics afterwards, right? So I found a lot of the communities were not receiving assistance because of political reasons, as everywhere else. So about 15 years ago, I thought the best way to help people is just to bring people together. Forget all the politicians and the UN and the World Bank and whatever. So I wanted to, and of course I saw Bosnia was a beautiful country and the people were wonderful. So I wanted to share that with everyone. So the first objective, it's my passion, I wanted to bring people together to Bosnia to have a great time, have a great holiday. If they want to do anything else afterwards, that's great as well. We can help them with that. Whether it's you want to sponsor some orphans or do some charitable work or something like that. But the main reason was to bring people together and learn something, and so that's how it came to be. It's, as I said, it's my passion. I actually have a day job as well, so I work for my government, and as I said, but I've always been coming and going to Bosnia for a long time. And then I set up Holiday Bosnia some years ago, 2013. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we are here. So yeah.
That's great. Thanks a lot for joining us for today.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we start, as we know, all of the world have got a pandemic called COVID-19, right? So
Yes.
could you share how's Bosnia right now?
Well, I mean, since about beginning of June,
Hmm.
um, a lot of the restrictions have been lifted. So people are walking around in the cafes and the shops and the malls.
Hmm.
Of course, the benefit, the lucky people in Bosnia, they can also go to the countryside, right? Whereas us, I'm stuck in Dubai, we're stuck in a more restricted environment. But
Hmm.
in so I mean, there's a lot of free movement everywhere. Sarajevo Airport opened up on 1st of June as well.
Hmm.
So they did have received some flights from Saudi and UAE and I think Qatar as well.
Oh,
But
already
of course,
open.
yeah, they've received some flights, but of course,
Oh,
a lot of these flights have been repatriation flights. So you mostly, I think almost 90%,
okay.
even from Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia,
Hmm.
who want to go back. I think as of now, for example, from United Arab Emirates, still the people are not allowed to travel.
Hmm.
Emiratis are not allowed to travel abroad yet. So inshallah, we're hoping that maybe next month things will be better. But Bosnia is ready to receive everyone.
Inshallah.
Bosnia is ready. It just
Yeah.
depends when the people come. So they've made all the arrangements, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Amin ya rabbal alamin. We wish, we hope we can travel, we can plan in this year, inshallah,
Inshallah,
to
welcome.
travel in Bosnia, inshallah. Okay, could you start with first question,
Yes,
Mr.
sure.
Kamran? Okay, inshallah. All right. So, about our title for today, our discussion title is in Islamic perspective on travel and hospitality. So, what are the main differences between halal tourism and non-halal tourism?
Okay, well, I mean, I have a particular issue about the subject, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Um, uh, halal has become a buzzword,
Mm.
I mean, it sounds nice because it fits in the word halal holidays, halal tourism.
Mm.
Um, and we've had, halal food, we have Islamic finance. So, but currently, what the definition or the view of halal tourism is, it's really something that is suitable for the Muslims, physical needs. So, for example, they have to travel, they should be accessible to halal food, they should be maybe an alcohol-free environment,
Mm.
they should have prayer facility, maybe hotel, maybe separate swimming pools for women and men, or separate beaches, things like that. So it's very, and Qibla maybe, that sort of facility.
Okay.
So this is the sort of standard definition of halal travel. Halal tourism, I mean, I don't really like this word myself, but it is what it is, right? The reason is because it's actually being driven, the concept of halal is being driven by non-Muslims. So
Mm.
the view is basically, okay, what do these Muslims want? Oh yeah, they want to have halal food. Okay, here we are, we'll give you halal food. What do they want? Okay, they want the prayer room. Okay, here's a room for prayer.
Mm.
So, like a lot of industries in the past, they have all ended up being driven by non-Muslims. Now, that's not a problem in itself, but it then loses the value. For example, I think you'll probably know and probably agree with me that the halal food industry has got so many issues and questions about it. A
Mm.
lot of non-Muslims are now producing halal food, and a lot of it is actually not halal. So,
Mm.
same with Islamic finance. The people actually in charge running the whole show for Islamic finance tend to be non-Muslims. Sitting in I don't know, some big banks and finance houses, and so then a lot of the so-called halal financial products are not that halal, really. You know,
Mm.
so I think we have an opportunity this time because in recent years halal travel has become quite popular. People have realized the potential of the Muslim population, the young population. People have more money available to travel. So I think we have a potential to really control it and stop it from going down the way of the other industries. To
Mm.
be frank, so yeah, halal travel is as halal tourism is as I've defined there. Basically halal food, qibla, separate praying facilities. I mean, separate swimming pools, praying facilities. That's basically it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So, if you talk about halal, so of course we related with the Islamic perfection. But what is the difference? Is there any differences between Islamic tourism and halal tourism?
Yeah, in my view, there's a huge difference. It's a big subject, and in my view, this is again, I'm not a scholar. I'm just talking as a Muslim who's got certain views and thoughts. So, for me, Islamic travel is based on Islamic values, so it's values driven. So now the question is, what makes something Islamic and what makes something non-Islamic, right? So you'd say, okay, what's the difference between halal food, Muslim food and non-Muslim food? What's the difference between Islamic finance and non-Muslim finance? In theory, it's basically, I'll answer the question, it's basically ethical. So Islamic food is ethical produced food, it has to be halal and tayyib, and then Islamic finance has to be ethical. You can't charge interest, you can't exploit people. So in the same way, my personal view, Islamic travel should be ethical travel. So as an Islamic travel company, we follow Muslim principles, Islamic principles, ethical principles. So you cannot overcharge the customer. We must be totally transparent and honest. We must offer best value, and best quality, because that's Muslim quality. And of course, we have Muslim traditions of hospitality, the friendliest people in the world. So we must offer that service. So quality and value is important. So these all excellent values is part of what we do. And for example, the service is very important. If someone wants a refund, we give them refund, as much as possible. So this is a values-driven thing, as far as I'm concerned. So there's a difference there. Then also for me, when I thought about it, what are the most important things in a Muslim's lifestyle? They fall within three categories: the physical, the social, and the spiritual. So today, people talk about halal, what we mentioned just now. These are all physical things, halal food and things. But what about the social? What about the spiritual? These are important parts of Islam, right? So we don't cater for that. So for me, it's Islamic travel is, Islamic values. So for example, when we all have, our resources, our mana, our wealth is a loan from Allah, right? So it should be spread. So we have a lot of Muslim customers who come, they get a chance to spend on, charity activities. They see it, they really enjoy that. So we give them the opportunities. Social, we get them to meet locals, interact with people, the local community. So this is a social thing. The spiritual thing, of course, we give them a lot of history about Bosnia, how Islam came to Bosnia, the nature, look at Allah's creation. So we add that sort of element rather than just come in, take a few selfies and go. That's what tourism is nowadays. So it's really values driven. So that's the point I want to say, really. And those are the sort of main difference. So I use the word Islamic travel. Actually, I find a lot of people are a bit scared of this word Islamic, right? It's like, oh my God, don't use Islamic. So okay, we can use halal if you want halal travel, but I mean, this is our value. So I was keen to promote this subject. Islamic travel is a much wider subject, in my view. And that's my view of things anyway. So.
All right, thank you. Okay, from industry services providers point of view, how to ensure Muslim tourists are well taken care of?
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, we have in line with the Muslim values. We look at some things on the physical side, like they sometimes there are hotels maybe in a area where there's lots of bars and pubs and all the rest, and we try to recommend that families, especially families, to keep away from those areas. We find them places which are more suitable. So we look at beyond the fact that here's a hotel, 5-star hotel, off you go, here you go. We look at something. So we look at the wide aspect, because we know as Muslims they don't like to be surrounded by people coming drunk at night in and out of the hotels and in the surrounding streets. Of course, you can't stop that anywhere around the world. There's hotels are hotels, right? But as much as possible, we try to do that. The other aspect, of course, is the friendly aspect. I mean, I firmly believe Muslims are the friendliest people in the world. So you go to any village in Bosnia or Nigeria or Pakistan or Kampong in Malaysia, we know the drill. You come in, everyone takes their shoes off, they invite you in. You might be a stranger, they invite you in, they give you some drink, food, blah blah blah, hospitality. So this is a critical part of Muslim tradition. It's 1,400-year-old tradition we have. It didn't just come out of the sky, right? It's something which has been evolved. We've actually been drilled into this, into our culture. So for me, it's giving them the experience and giving them a quality experience. And I looked actually, Islamic values. I looked actually around some research on what is the definition of travel, in Islam. The journey, like rihla or safar. So when I looked in the Quran and Hadith, the Quran is not specific, because it says, it can be, a journey can be depending on your distance, right? Or it can be the number of days you've traveled. That's the definition of a journey, right? Yep. So it's not explicit. However, I found this lovely quote from no less a source than Uthman ibn Affan. right? And I love this quote, and this is what we actually live by. It says, a journey is not defined by how much one has traveled, but what one does and how one prepares for it. So according to this opinion, a journey is not a particular distance as much as it is a physical and psychological experience. So I mean, this is something from 1,400 years ago. So one of my missions is to revive the old Muslim traditions of travel. That we travel, we interact with the locals, we do something, sociable. Whether you want to give zakat, you discuss with people, so you meet and interact, and you have an overall great quality experience. So that's what we try to do, especially for the Muslim travelers. Maybe the non-Muslim travelers want to do something else, fine, that's up to them, but we certainly give them the opportunity. And then, to be honest, our non-Muslim travelers really enjoy the same experiences. So that's what we try to do.
All right. Okay. So how will tourism benefit from hospitality based on Islamic values?
Well, actually, I sort of mentioned quite a few of those. So they will get to see, really immerse themselves and experience a country, let's say Bosnia in this case, but it can be anywhere else. So for me, human beings, they like to interact with each other. That's it. So when we do the values, so first values is the way the type of service we provide, the value for money, right? The quality. So I'll give an example. Often some people will come to us and say, okay, look, your 5-day package is more expensive. I found another place. They're offering 5 days. They're offering much cheaper. I said, okay, fine. But look at what you're getting. You're getting a rubbish hotel. You're getting a very basic, free walk around tour. You're getting rubbish, to be honest. If we compare like for like, we can be better than that. But we don't want to do that because I don't want to compromise the quality. So, and we find, alhamdulillah, the benefit of this approach is that, okay, let me take in mass tourism, so I don't really go for mass tourism approach, but in mass tourism, people come in, they just want to look at the bottom line, the cheapest price, come in, take your selfies and, move on, right? And you don't need to come and deposit. But with us, we have some families have been coming 4 times now. So the other angle is repeat visitors. They love it first time. They want to try again. And with us, our approach is, again, as you know, as a Muslim, the guest is very important, right? The guest is almost sacred in Islam, right? There are many referring to honoring the guest. So for us, the benefits of having Islamic type of travel is that the tourist will not come as a client; he'll be coming as a guest, and there's a totally different mindset to that. As a guest, they feel part of the family, and that's why they just call, oh, I want to come, a few days time. Fine, you can contact our guys; they'll take care of you and everything like that. So I think tourists will benefit from that. And they'll benefit from our overall approach.
Okay, Mr. We have some question to ask you. But before that, we would like to say hello, Zravo, to all of our viewers and followers. Mr. Zairon Anwar, thank you for view and for watching our live for today. Miss Iroda Yuldajeva, hello from Ekvato tour agency. And Hisham Auni, hi dear, welcome join. Furqan, travel by camel. Do you have a YouTube videos of Bosnia? What is your company? Furqan, ask you, Mr. Sir. Furqan, ask you, do you have a YouTube videos of Bosnia? What is your company?
Yeah, our company is holidaybosnia.com. You can just find us online. We're on Instagram, holiday_Bosnia. And there we have more of the pictures. Our website is a bit out of date, to be honest, and it's being updated. So inshallah, you will see much more updated. I think we're also on Facebook as well. You can type Holiday Bosnia, you can find us there.
Okay.
And our approach, just another comment maybe which you remind me, our approach has won a lot of appreciation, not from our clients as well, but from the industry as well. So we've been winning the Global Islamic Economy Award for 2018 and 2019. So inshallah, we hope to move forward with more recognition for our services.
Okay, he asked you again, what are the Muslim countries do you do? Is it have a branch in other country?
We do Bosnia, but of course, I know especially clients from the East, they like to see many things when they come all the way from, Malaysia or Indonesia, for example. So we have had a lot of requests, and we also will cover the Balkans region. what we also specialize in really custom designing a tour for a specific client. So I had some Malaysian group wanted to come, and they wanted to see Austria as well. So we did Bosnia, Croatia, Slovenia, Austria, and then back again.
Okay.
But we also do the Balkans countries, which is Montenegro, Macedonia, Albania, Kosovo. We can do that as part of the a trip. So we can do. We have connection there. But our core business is Bosnia. I mean, I've always said to people, you'll probably be fully busy in Bosnia, but people want to see other countries, fine. But I think there's plenty to see and do in Bosnia.
All right, thank you. So also we have Abu Mariam. Salam Miraj from UAE. Thank you, Abu Mariam, and Khalid Mirsal. Thank you for bringing us such a respected member. Yeah, thank you too for you. And please ask a question, and please ask the hard question.
Anything
you want to ask, you can ask anything. Okay, but sir, we're back to our discussion for today. How do you see the gap between theory and practices when it's come to halal travel and hospitality?
Well, I think again, maybe covered in a few of my previous answers. So the theory, halal travel, as I said, is those physical aspects.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll get the halal food. But people are not focusing on the quality. So you get your food. The food might be not even great, whereas Bosnian food is excellent, really top quality at very good price. But sometimes, like for example, if you are coming as someone from Malaysia and you don't know anything about Bosnia, for example, you might say, okay, my group wants to come. We want all inclusive, right? So it's very easy for me to say, okay, fine, you come in and you have breakfast, lunch, dinner in the hotel, right? But I know it's not a great. I mean, it's okay, but there's so much better food outside in the villages and the locals. So we make the extra effort. So yes, the theory is great. You can come in, you can have your service and everything, but I think it's better to go for the practice. Should be more on meeting the needs in the proper way. I also mentioned earlier on about a hotel can be nice, it can be halal, but maybe there's a nightclub inside the hotel. Maybe the location is in some place which is not really family friendly. So this is I think the main differences between theory and practice.
Okay, so we still have a pandemic COVID-19 in all of the world, also in Bosnia, also, right? So
yes.
What will be the Islamic values that can be applied in pandemic or post-pandemic travel industry that you see?
Yes. Oh well, one of the immediate great things, of course, is that we're happy to see everyone around the world washing their hands a lot. So of course in Islam, hygiene is very, very important. So that's an immediate benefit. Muslims are quite comfortable with this. We will also encourage non-Muslims as well to come and have that sanitized, safe environment. I think also we're seeing a lot of people having been locked up for a long time. Everyone wants to go out and see the countryside and nature. So again, part of the Islamic values of the physical, the spiritual, and the social. I think it will be suitable for people to come to Muslim environments, meet Muslim locals, but in a safe and hygienic way, COVID-friendly way. Nature. So, I mean, these are things which would be suitable in this environment. So, yeah, I think we're ideally suited for post-pandemic environment. But the main drive has been people feel, okay, I don't get this chance anymore. I used to travel a lot, and I really appreciate my travel. So they want really good quality now. And we're looking more towards boutique type of services. So I think maybe with mass travel and mass tourism, we may be looking at a change there. We're looking at very smaller scale groups, and maybe individual families and stuff. So I think this will be suitable for us because we take the personal touch with the clients. So I think this is the best approach.
Inshallah. All right. So we're back to our followers and our viewers' question. Thank you. Okay, all right. Iroda Yuldajeva, are you dealing with Uzbekistan?
Well, it's very interesting you mentioned. Yes, we've opened the Holiday Uzbekistan in February, but unfortunately because of COVID, we put it on hold. But don't worry, we're coming there. Yeah, we're going to have also Russia and Sudan. So my interest is to bring Muslims to places which they don't normally go. Okay, Uzbekistan is a different thing, but Sudan, for example, is very interesting Islamically. So we want to do, Russia, Uzbekistan, and a few other places. So there'll be a few holiday groups being set up, and you'll be seeing us shortly on that. Yes, we do Uzbekistan. Yes.
All right. So and thank you, Madam Ramiza Haji Daud. Assalamualaikum, Ramiza Hanif Travel Services from Negeri Sembilan, Malaysia. Thank you, Puan Ramiza. And then also, Khalid Mirzal asked you, are you planning to send tourists out Egypt, for example?
To where? To Egypt?
Yeah.
Well,
are you
Egypt,
planning for this year, maybe?
No, to be honest, I like to stick to what I know. So I'm not really familiar with Egypt. And, for example, Bosnia, I have 23 years experience of Bosnia, so I know the place probably better than most Bosnians. You know, I have good networks in there. I have, and the other regions, I have good knowledge of those areas.
Yeah. Well. So you have so you need to have a business with Mr. Khalid Mirzal. You can private message him.
Sure. Yes, happy to do that. Happy to. Yeah, if we have a good solid partners, absolutely happy to. Please contact us on info@holidaybosnia.com.
Info at
holidaybosnia.com.
holidaybosnia.com.
Yeah,
and from our friend Balkan Travel Services, Balkan. Balkan is a very beautiful place, right? What about of institutions which giving halal certification?
Yes, there are some institutions in Bosnia that have a halal certification. So, and I think in Malaysia as well they might have.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. I mean, I don't know the other areas.
So, Mr. Kamran, for this year, is it Bosnia send Jemaah to Haji, to doing Hajj?
They send. You mean? I don't know, because even Hajj. I mean, I just got the news today even that they're saying that they're planning for Hajj in a coronavirus environment.
Yeah.
We don't have much time really to find out, but I think still there's no confirmation yet. We're waiting from the Awqaf in Saudi to get the green lights. But yes, I mean, every year there's a good allocation from Bosnia.
All right. Thanks a lot for sharing today, Mr. Kamraan Siddiqui. And Miss Iroda Yuldajeva said, thank you for responding. Yeah, thank you too. And Khalid Mirzal said, my pleasure, sir. Thanks. So you can private message with Mr. Kamraan, Mr. Khalid Mirzal. Inshallah. Okay, all right. So thanks a lot, Mr. Kamraan. Yeah. So for conclusion, 1 minute for you, please.
Well, I mean, we can provide the holiday which you're not gonna forget, holiday of a lifetime. We can do anything. We can cater all, because the aim is to be flexible. So you can contact me on info@holidaybosnia.com, and you can see us on Instagram and Facebook and so on. And any questions, we're here to help. We're here for you. Yeah. And we look forward and wait for you to come this year, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Mr. Kamraan Siddiqui. Inshallah. Hope we can meet in this year. I don't know lah. Next year maybe, inshallah. We plan travel there. Inshallah. So did you have a plan for come Malaysia?
Yeah, I mean, I did have. I will be around. When the flights are back, I will be, because I have some meetings to arrange. So yeah, I look forward to meeting up with you guys for sure.
Yeah, that's great. Inshallah.
We had a stand at some Malaysian events as well in the past, some tourism events. So we did have some stand.
Oh, when? The event?
Mihas,
Mihas.
Yeah. So alhamdulillah. So we're around.
Inshallah. Okay. Let me know. If you come here, you let me know, huh? Inshallah.
Yeah. Looking forward to some makan.
Okay, inshallah. All right. Yeah. So thank you again, Mr. Kamraan Siddiqui, and thank you for all our followers and viewers, and for those who comment in our live for today. Thanks a lot for you, inshallah. I hope we can end this pandemic COVID-19 soon, inshallah. I mean, all right. So I'm Shazman Tajuddin. Say thanks to all of you, and goodbye. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.